Hello, and welcome to the overview of the Masters of Athletic Training at Culver-Stockton College. My name is Dr. Jay Hoffman, and I serve as the Chair of Athletic Training and Health Sciences. Our Masters of Athletic Training is established in 2019, and applications are currently open. If you'd like to find out more about the program, you can follow us at Twitter at CulverMAT or Facebook CulverMAT. And you can also check out our website at www.culver.edu/MAT/. The things we'd like to talk about today is about the approval and accreditation timeline for the Masters of Athletic Training program. We'll take a look at our mission or values, as well as a brief overview of the requirements, which includes program highlights, admission routes, the application requirements, various costs and discounts that are available. Then lastly, another screen that will show you how you can follow us again on Twitter and Facebook. The Masters of Athletic Training was approved by Culver-Stockton's Board of Trustees in May of 2017. We have a long-established Bachelor's of Athletic Training, and it was decided in 2014 that Culver-Stockton College would pursue the Masters of Athletic Training. And through a diligent and 2-year process and feasibility study, we determined that we would like to continue the high quality of athletic training education at Culver-Stockton College through pursuit and delivery of the master's degree. Upon submission of our Higher Learning Commission application, we were approved in 2019 to deliver the Masters of Athletic Training. We subsequently filed our intent with the CATIE and were given approval in February of 2018. It is important to point out that this is a degree level change. This is not a new program where we are not seeking accreditation. Instead, we are currently accredited by the CATIE and are in the process of getting a degree level change. Our degree level site visit was completed in the summer and fall of 2018, and upon the site visit report on October 4th of 2018, our site visit team reported us as fully compliant with all standards. Applications were opened on September 1st, 2018, and the inaugural cohort will start on May 2019, with our first 5 weeks of courses being solely online. It's important for us to point out our mission. The mission of Culver-Stockton College is to professionally prepare students of promise for successful careers and advanced studies in athletic training. The athletic training program is a supportive learning community that prepares students for a dynamic allied healthcare market by developing the student's core competence as a healthcare professional within a CATIE-accredited experiential learning curriculum. You'll note that we highlighted a few of the terms here. As a small liberal arts institution in Northeast Missouri, in the corner of Southeast Iowa and Western Illinois, nestled in the tri-state area on a hill overlooking the Mississippi River Valley, the idea of a hands-on, close-knit learning community is very important to us. That's a value and a philosophy that is important and central to Culver-Stockton College. The other thing that is important to us is that you are prepared for a dynamic world. Our world is ever-changing, so critical thinking and being exposed to the different elements of the athletic training profession is extremely important to us. So you'll know that during your time at Culver-Stockton College, not only will you have exposure to traditional settings like intercollegiate and high school athletics, you're also going to be exposed to practice advancement areas and other hospital clinic-based athletic training job settings. So you're really prepared for a dynamic market. So even if you choose one area now, you'll be prepared for the other later on. The other part is Culver-Stockton College subscribes to experiential learning. You learn most by doing. And our focus for our program is predominantly on hands-on clinical care. We want you to be strong clinicians. Not that we won't do research, but our primary focus is not on research. Instead, it's utilizing research that we can provide quality care for improved patient outcomes. Our core values. The athletic training program is encapsulated by 3 overarching values, and that's competence, skill, and commitment. And by competence, what we want to do is we want to ensure that every student that graduates from Culver-Stockton College in the Masters of Athletic Training is competent and prepared to become a practicing athletic trainer. And we do this by preparing our students for our Board of Certification exam, as well as challenging them through unique experiential learning activities that is integrated into our unique hybrid education. Skilled, again, it's important for us for students to really foster their clinical skills. We also have a variety of accelerated certification programs that allow the students to add unique and diverse skills into their athletic training tool belt. We'll discuss those more later on. And lastly, but possibly more importantly, commitment. The idea of professional development and service leadership is core and central to what we do at Culver-Stockton College in our Masters of Athletic Training. We want our students to understand the importance of advocacy and fully engulfing themselves in the profession of athletic training. So the premise of commitment is something you'll see throughout our program. So using the acronym CSC, competence, skilled, and committed, is important and fundamental to what it means to be a Wildcat at Culver-Stockton College. So a brief overview and requirements of the program. The Masters of Athletic Training is a 2-year program. We are set up in a trimester format, summer, fall, spring. All students will enroll and must be enrolled full-time and must follow the curricular sequence, which we'll cover on another slide. So you'll come in with one cohort. These will be your classmates, and they'll continue with you throughout your education, which allows you to build a really unique and strong professional network with your peers. It's a 64-hour program. There's roughly 32 credits per year, and you'll be in about 9 to 12 credits per semester. It's important to note that while we are currently accountable to the 2012 standards, when the Masters of Athletic Training was designed and approved, and it was specifically cited by the site visit team with the Katie, that our program was designed to meet the 2020 standards. This is important, so those students that are entering the program in the inaugural cohort will feel no transition once the 2020 standards are in place. 13 credit hours of the 64 are hands-on clinical education. Again, I emphasized this earlier within our CSC acronym in the skilled portion. Hands-on is fundamental to what we do here. We want you to feel that when you are in the process of transition to practice as a young athletic training professional, that you have had the opportunity to put your hands on and work one-on-one with clients and patients. That is part of the small college experience that may be unique to other larger universities, in that our athletes aren't just a commodity that can only be approached or worked with by a certified athletic trainer with multiple years of experience. Instead, you will be working side by side and alongside qualified preceptors that will help and guide you through the development of your skills hands-on with clients and patients. During those clinical education experiences, you will have at least 2 full immersions. And an immersion is a minimum of a 4-week experience where you start daily with your preceptor or your clinical supervisor. So when they come into the office and or the athletic training room or athletic training facility, you start with them and you end with them that day for a total of 4 weeks. So you'll really get a picture of what it's like to work as an athletic trainer in that setting. And with that being said, now you're going to do this in both traditional and non-traditional settings and or practice advancement areas in athletic training. So again, you're getting a real picture of that dynamic healthcare market. A student might expect to complete somewhere between 600 and 1,200 clinical hours per week, in the program, in 15 to 30 hours per week. This will vary by student, and obviously the more hours that you have, the more learning opportunities that you have, and in theory, the more prepared you would be as you transition into practice. I won't go through each course one by one, but I do want to highlight key aspects of the 2-year plan. So a student will come in summer 1, and during that portion, we really focus on preventative and emergent care. You will engage in a clinical, which corresponds to the preseason of our fall sports at Culver-Stockton College. So you'll really get an opportunity again to understand the basics of preventative and emergent care as an athletic trainer. You'll learn the scope of practice, and then you'll get an opportunity to be right there with your cohort, with your classmates, learning and integrating the things you learned from the first few weeks in the summer trimester and applying those to clients and patients at Culver-Stockton College. And as we move and transition from fall 1 to spring 1, what you're going to notice is there's a focus on, how do I determine what is wrong? So this is all about physical exam and clinical diagnostic skills, and how to interact with patients of different cultures, ethnicities, races, and special populations. So it's all about approaching and doing an examination with the patient. As we segue into spring 1, you'll get your first taste of therapeutic intervention, which then also transitions into summer 2. So really what we see there in that first year is developing your emergent skills and keeping people safe and alive, transitioning to, okay, now that you're safe, let me determine what's wrong with you, and then I'm just learning my skills as how do I intervene and or treat the diagnosis or the evaluation or examination outcome that I just found. Summer 2 continues to strengthen those skills, those diagnostic and therapeutic intervention skills, but we also integrate into there some behavioral health and pharmacology, which are also elements of care that are going to be important to the overall outcome of the patient. In fall 2 and spring 2, this is where you see your full immersions, and you're going to note here that there's several asterisks on the courses in fall 2 and spring 2, and those are online courses, and those are specifically integrated in there so that you can take advantage of full clinical immersions, really advance your clinical skills. There will be some face-to-face components during both of those semesters. However, they will be set up in a workshop or an institution type format where we string together a couple to several days where you'll be doing accelerated learning face-to-face, so you won't lose that face-to-face element. However, it's also set up in a way to maximize the clinical opportunities. Some key highlights that you'll see with the program is we will have a brand new fully integrated medical style classroom. So this is where you have class and laboratory in the same room. We see a diagram here in the upper right. We will do a ribbon cutting ceremony in January of 2019. We're very excited about this classroom. We have surrounded around the room various types of technology, so no matter where you are in the room, you can view the presentation, including overhead cameras, simulators, high-low tables that again operate both as desks and lab tables. And so any health science and or athletic training student, this is your classroom. This is designated to you, and you're really going to own it. So it's going to be really advantageous for us to have our own space. We're a flexible hybrid and online type of lecture, so most of our classes are set up in a hybrid format. And what that means is you may traditionally have experienced a Monday, Wednesday, a Friday type of course where you went in for a lecture, maybe on a Tuesday or Thursday. You had a 1 to 3 hour laboratory. Our courses are going to be set up in a way where that Monday, Wednesday, Friday face-to-face will actually be an online class where you'll be engaging in best practices in online education and utilization of discussion boards, et cetera, to help develop our critical thinking, but you'll still have your face-to-face laboratory. The advantage of this is that we only have to meet face-to-face somewhere between 2 to 3 days per week, which means those other days during the week, whether it's 4 or it's 3 days, you'll be able to fully engage in clinicals without any interruption from class. Again, this is specifically designed to allow flexibility, allows us to fully integrate the clinical component. And if you haven't figured out quite yet, clinical education, hands-on education is absolutely pivotal and extremely important to our curriculum. Learn by doing. Currently, we are set up to not have classes on Friday. That is done purposely. There are travel opportunities oftentimes with the athletic teams. They participate and participate and compete typically on weekends. And these are times when your athletic training preceptors may be traveling, and we want to offer you that opportunity to do the same. Again, in year 2, we utilize those institutes and workshops, as I discussed previously. We do have multiple simulators. We have a simulator in the classroom, as well as a simulation center. You'll note on the bottom right here, there is a picture of our students utilizing our simulator. It's a really unique opportunity that we can practice general medical as well as emergent skills without any risk of hurting a patient. And the simulator itself does all the sounds, and you can hear bowel sounds, heart sounds, lung sounds. It has irregular breathing patterns. I can make it have different types of heart rhythms, different pulse ox, go cyanotic. So it basically simulates a real patient, and it allows students to really hone and develop those skills, again, without any fear of hurting a patient. And it allows really authentic mocked situations. So we have that simulator in the classroom. We also have the simulation center, where it's a designated medical exam room where your instructor can actually step away from the room and operate that simulator from an adjacent room, and you have the opportunity to make autonomous decisions and really learn from those experiences in a safe and effective manner. We also utilize external and advanced certificate training. In the past, we've utilized kinesiotape, Graston technique, psychological first aid, certified personal training through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. There's various certificate programming, including certified instructors and certified faculty members in those areas. So students that are interested in that just need to talk to us about what type of external certification they may be interested in. And again, the unique opportunity about this is that not only do you walk out of here prepared for your BOC and subsequently pass your BOC, but you also have the opportunity to walk out with multiple tools. One of the things that we learned with our students, 100% of our graduates over the last 3 to 4 years have walked out of here with some sort of advanced certificate. And it is a unique talking point for those individuals on their interviews, and has been important in the hiring process or the establishment or securing of graduate school or other professional programs. Professional networking and advocacy. Again, I go back to that committed component of the CSC acronym that we discussed previously. Professional networking and advocacy is absolutely fundamental, just as fundamental as the clinical hands-on skills for us. We are a servant leadership institution, and we engage our students. They travel with us to state and district association meetings. Students have the opportunity to also attend the National Athletic Training Association Symposium. We take our students down to Jefferson City, and we lobby and support various bills and talk with senators and representatives to garner support for things that are important to our patients, things that are important to the athletic training profession. And this is a really great opportunity. And what we see is our students learn more about their profession. They learn about, they embody and they appreciate their profession even more. And equally important, they also meet other professionals in the field. And that's one thing that we hear is, whether it's an association meeting or it's going down for a Capitol Hill Day, is that they always expect Culver-Stockton to be there. And that says that, a lot about our program, and that this is core and fundamental to what we do. And many of our students have actually secured jobs in graduate school placements based upon the networks and the connections that they've built during these meetings and during these sessions and Capitol Hill Days. So what have we accomplished during this time? We're really excited to share that we have a 100% first-time BOC pass rate. So again, our students can expect that when they graduate from Culver-Stockton College, they're going to be prepared to pursue and take their national boards to become an athletic trainer. I think this is also evident in our in 2018 when we won the Moata Quiz Bowl, and there's a picture of our students there in the upper right after their win. We also took honorable mention in a top 20 finish in the 2017 NATA Public Relations Campaign Contest. So our students participated in an advocacy campaign, talking to the public and advocating for different athletic training related topics. And they submitted that to the National Athletic Training Association and a National Athletic Training Month PR campaign contest. And if you can figure this, the National Athletic Training Association has over 45,000 members. So to finish in the top 20 says a lot for what our students were able to accomplish. We won't speak about this a lot, but we have committed faculty and staff. Our staff are committed to the profession of athletic training. And we want our students to have the same experiences and excel in athletic training as well. And I think when you're passionate about what you do and you're passionate about students and you're passionate about student learning, those things come through. And we've been fortunate to be recognized for those, and we've been very fortunate to be nominated and recognized by our peers. And so we feel humbled, but know that when you come to Culver-Stockton College, you are going to be working alongside or learning alongside qualified and competent professionals in athletic training. So just a few, we have Rob Carmichael, our head athletic trainer, was the NAIA Athletic Trainer of the Year. Both of your athletic training faculty, myself and Mrs. Christy Thomas, were Helzebeck and Ruling Prize winners. And then again, your staff, depending upon which staff, whether it's Kaylee Powell, Rob Carmichael, Christy Thomas, or myself, have served in various state leadership and district leadership positions, and served in officer roles. So again, the important part there is it's a real good networking opportunity, and our networks become your network. So hopefully you're excited now. Hopefully some of the things that you just heard excite you and get you a little more interested about athletic training and pursuing that at Culver-Stockton College. So how do we do that? Well, there's 3 admission routes into the program. First, there's direct admission, which is and this is for an accelerated route. So a 3+2 would be 3 years of undergraduate work and 2 years of graduate work, where you'd earn your undergraduate degree in health science and your master's degree in athletic training. And this is only available to Culver-Stockton students. So your typical high school senior would apply, and so long as you have a 25 ACT, 3.5 GPA, and 50 hours of observation, you are eligible to apply for direct admission. And that's available on your undergraduate application. You'll designate the health science degree, and it'll ask you if you want to pursue the Masters of Athletic Training. There's also an accelerated route. This is for both Culver-Stockton students as well as a select few partner programs, and it's the same process for 3 years of undergraduate education followed by 2 years of the Master's of Athletic Training. You must have, in order to apply for this route, if you're a Culver-Stockton candidate, and you must have a junior standing, and if you're a partner program, you must also have junior standing. But again, you must have an articulated agreement with Culver-Stockton indicating that we have an accelerated program agreement, and that is located on our Culver website, culver.edu/MAT/, and you can find a list of our partner programs and whether it's a 3+2, a traditional, and or both. The traditional is typically for those individuals who have completed their bachelor's degree. Maybe they're even a working adult and they want to come back and pursue their athletic training and education. You'll complete your 4-year degree. You'll apply to Culver, assuming that you've met all your entrance requirements, and then you would complete the 2-year MAT. I mentioned several times here about partner institutions. Partner institutions have actually worked out specific partner agreements or memorandums of understanding with Culver-Stockton College, and have identified specific coursework and requirements that meet the Culver-Stockton prerequisites, and that you now have a partnership advantage. And so students that are part of partner programs will automatically qualify for an interview or secondary application, and that is assuming that they've met all the minimum requirements that we'll cover here in just a second. And that gives them a few more priority points on their competitive application. So it's a real advantage being part of the partner institution. And again, you can visit our Culver MAT homepage, and it'll give you a complete list of our partner programs. For those individuals that plan to attend Culver-Stockton and or from another institution, and particularly in the accelerated route, a common question we get is, if I come in and I want to play my last year of eligibility, whether as a graduate student or in that accelerated program 3+2, which would have typically been your senior year, can I be a student athlete and in the MAT at the same time? And unfortunately, that answer is no at this point. If you recall back to the 2-year plan, that you are in clinicals. Each trimester, and therefore, due to the clinical requirements of the program, students at this time are not permitted to participate in athletics. Another common question we get is, can I have a job? There's no specific answer to that question other than to say that your job cannot interfere with your clinicals. So your clinicals will always take precedence. So in order to remain in the program, you have to be able to meet all program requirements, which includes your clinicals. And so that is something that would have to be worked out specifically with your preceptor and program personnel. So how do you apply? If you're a Culver-Stockton student or a partner institution applicant, there's an internal graduate application for those students. There's a hyperlink here that you'll know. But if you go to the Culver-Stockton website, go to Future Students, and you'll find the free application there. If you're a traditional applicant and you're from a non-partner institution, you can utilize the Athletic Training Central Application System called ATCAS. There's a screenshot of ATCAS down below, and that program does have standard charges that are applied to it. Those charges are not taken by Culver-Stockton College. That is a standard charge of that application system. If you have any questions about either application process, please do not hesitate to contact us in our admissions department and or myself as the athletic training program director, and I can help you through that. What are the requirements? You must have a cumulative GPA of a 3.0. If you're looking at the accelerated route, you must have completed 100 hours. If you're the traditional route, you must be enrolled in the final year / semester and completed all concurrently enrolled and or completed all prerequisite coursework. If you're in that 3+2, just to have an idea, if you're watching this a little bit early, is you need to be somewhere between 16 and 17 credit hours per semester, or have come in with some dual credit in order to get to that 100-hour requirement. You'll supply a statement of interest telling us why you want to be an athletic trainer. You'll supply us with 2 letters of recommendation, one of which must be from an athletic trainer that discusses your academic ability, your skills, and your professional attitude and behaviors. You provide us with verification of 50 hours of observation. This can either be done through time cards, log sheets, and or a letter, and it must be authorized by a certified athletic trainer. If you're an international student, we're looking for a TOEFL score of greater than 79, or if you went to an American university or college and have at least 90 hours that were completed in that university or college, that also fulfills the requirement. Now, you also note at the end there's technical and additional requirements. Our technical standards state basically that you have the emotional, psychological, and physical skills to execute the requirements of the athletic training education program and that of an athletic trainer. This also includes things such as accommodations for learning disabilities and things of that nature if you need it. I encourage all students to apply regardless of any accommodations they may need. As long as we get those accommodations on file, there's appropriate adjustments that we can make, and that also can be utilized on your board of certification, but that paperwork must be filed with the institution. In terms of additional requirements, this is a variety of items. This can be found in our MAT guide. The MAT guide, the link to it can be found on our Culver-Stockton MAT homepage, but it includes such things as you must have access to reliable transportation. You might expect your clinicals to take place not just on Culver-Stockton College's campus, but also at our various clinical locations that are spread out within about a 30-mile radius, ranging from anywhere from Keokuk, Iowa, to Quincy, Illinois, to perhaps Hannibal, Missouri. And simply what that document does is it goes through and it identifies the different requirements that you'll need to maintain while at Culver-Stockton. Prerequisite coursework is listed here. All students must get a C or better in the following: biology, anatomy, physiology, or a combination of an Anatomy 1 and Anatomy 2 course. You must have something with a physics designation. We're looking for something that has vectors, rays, and levers in it, a chemistry, a nutrition, exercise physiology, and then kinesiology or biomechanics. Some schools may have a course called functional anatomy. That can be accepted as well. However, we may need to review the syllabus. And then we require pathophysiology. There are a number of schools that do not have pathophysiology, and if your school doesn't, you can take that at Culver-Stockton. It is offered in the summer in the first 5 weeks, so that can be taken concurrently while enrolled in the MAT. We also do have some recommended coursework in public community health. Would be a good idea to take coursework in care prevention and possibly abnormal psychology. It's important to note that if you're from a partner institution, the specific courses that meet these prerequisites have already been identified for you. The secondary application process is after review of the preliminary. Students that are score high enough may be offered an interview, and again, partner institutions are automatically granted an interview. These will be done either face-to-face or through a Skype or some sort of teleconferencing. That's the student's preference. You'll once you make it through the interview process, if we feel that that you meet the requirements and that you're a good fit for Culver-Stockton College, then we would ask you to make a $150 deposit, and then you'll be granted a provisional acceptance. At that time, you'll undergo a criminal background check, and you'll submit us with a medical history, physical examination, and verification immunizations, both of which actually can be completed on Culver-Stockton's campus. And then you'll have to provide proof of current and continued liability insurance. However, currently your $150 deposit and your fees will take care of that, and we'll buy one blanket policy, and that should take care of the liability insurance component of that requirement. Once all those are accepted, you will be granted full acceptance into the program, and you'll be in full swing through your academic curriculum. So what this is going to cost, we are very purposeful and strategic in identifying and targeting our cost. For a small liberal arts college, again, you'll note we have a very competitive price at $500 per credit hour. Our fee structure is somewhere around $1,800. I do want to point out that does include books. So again, anywhere from an e-text to a rented text to a purchased text, hard copy, these can vary widely. Therefore, that's why you see it's plus or minus $1,800. So these are merely an estimation. But the things that we do know is that you do have a unified fee. This fee goes, this is a fee that all Culver-Stockton students must pay, and it includes access to all campus events, including our multi-million-dollar recreational and wellness facility, and access to all Culver-Stockton events such as the performing arts, athletic events, and access to clubs and organizations and all the benefits of being a student. It includes all your instructional aids, lab supplies, lab equipment, including you'll have your own personal tablet that will have loaded apps on it for your specific coursework. This also includes your clinicals and travel. Now, I must point out that doesn't include gas money. Like what we mean by travel is those association meetings and the Capitol Hill days, et cetera, that we discussed before. Part of your fee structure goes towards paying for your travel to those events. Room and board is variable. It just depends on what you want to do. Most graduate students choose to live off campus. However, if you choose to live on campus, there is housing available. Graduate students in the Master's of Athletic Training can be set up in Stone Hall. Stone Hall is our apartment style living with you in that floor has its own kitchenette as well as a small fitness center. For those of you that are Culver-Stockton alumni or currently attending Culver-Stockton, there is a 15% alumni discount at this time. That is a good savings. You're looking at somewhere almost $5,000 in that savings. And then if you also look at the accelerated routes, you're really looking at value added there. I highly encourage you to take a look at accelerated routes if it's something that can work for you and it works with your academic plan, because what you're talking about is within 5 years, you have both your bachelor's degree and your master's degree. It's one less year of debt and one more year of income, and that can make a tremendous difference, especially when you're talking about your loans and compound interest. So I would highly encourage students to take a look at that accelerated route. So in summary, we are accredited, and we are in great shape for our K to degree level change with our site visit team stating that we are in full compliance. We have a 2-year flexible, hybrid, innovative program that maximizes hands-on learning time. Our students are dedicated, and we have distinguished faculty and staff. Our students are passing their BOC, winning awards, and so our students are just absolutely phenomenal and take advantage of all the wonderful resources we have here. You can pursue an admission track that works best for you, whether it's the traditional 4+2, whether it's the accelerated 3+2, whether you are a partner program or a current student, or even a student from outside a partner institution. We welcome you to apply, because we think you can just have a wonderful learning experience at Culver-Stockton College. We have a very competitive cost. We have an added value for those partner institutions with a competitive advantage, and again, looking at those alumni discounts. There's a couple different ways to apply. Again, take a look at ATCAS, or for us partners, partner institutions in CSC, take a look at the graduate admissions page through our future students on the Culver-Stockton homepage. Again, pause your screen here if you can, visit our website, take a look at, there's additional more detailed information there. You can also take a look at our MAT guide, as well as a description of all our courses, the 2-year plan, and some of our highlights. Follow us on Twitter at CulverMAT. Throughout the week and throughout the year, I provide updates on what's going on in the athletic training profession, as well as what's going on in the program itself. And that's also included on Facebook. So please get on there, find us, follow us, friend us, like us, and you can find all kinds of information about athletic training and the program. I'd like to thank you very much for taking just a few minutes of your day to learn more about the Masters of Athletic Training at Culver-Stockton. If you have any additional questions, please do not hesitate to call our admissions team and or the athletic training faculty. You can reach me, Jay Hoffman, the Athletic Training and Health Sciences Chair at jhoffman@culver.edu, or you can reach our Clinical Education Coordinator, Mrs. Christy Thomas at cthomas@culver.edu, or again, follow us on Twitter and or like us on Facebook. So we hope you enjoyed this presentation, and we look forward to hearing from you and meeting with you soon. Thank you.